located deep in the jungle of Sellersburg, Indiana, far behind the barbed wire, entrenched somewhere inside the confines of Pop Music Academy, lurks the deplorable, unredeemable hosts of community service radio. And now, without further languish and agony, the hosts of community service radio, Jackie Smith, Russ Martin, and Tim Ritalik. Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, Jackie.
Hi.
Evening.
How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Doing
real
good.
good.
Yeah, I'm doing good too.
I didn't ask you if you was doing any good.
I thought you said
you
you're doing
filled
good.
that in, or didn't?
You doing good? You didn't ask me if I was
I'm
doing
just kidding.
good.
I'm just kidding, Jackie. I've been treating you mean all night.
I almost gave you some booze. Hang on.
Yeah, he's in control of this
Okay.
thing, so he gets to do all that.
All right, guys. Okay, so we've got a really big show today, right?
Really big show.
And
Well, okay, right.
Tim kind of has a theme that I'm very interested in discussing.
That is, my proposal for this week's podcast is each of our takes on what we dodged 1 week ago today, what we gained, and what we expect. And I think you had something you wanted to...
Yeah, I had a few little notes, and it's just a little bit of... I'm a Trumper. I'm probably the most Trumper. Well, you too, because you bought hats and all that stuff. So did I, but... I don't know, Russ. You jumped on board, but you already knew what you had to do.
Late in the game. I knew what I had to do, yes.
Okay, I have to talk about something. My America. Okay? My America is truth. Plain and simple. I have to say that Donald J. Trump, to me, okay, represents truth. It cannot be purchased. Okay? Why?
Because it simply is.
And he's not for sale. He's got his own cash. He doesn't have any special interests coming his way. When you reach into the pockets of others and deposit little tidbits of cash, you're going to expect something from those people. Mm-hmm. You own them. They're puppets. Okay? Anyway, and it's all for the mighty dollar and other things too that are a little more sinister, in my opinion.
Well, when you say truth, I always have to go back to something I saw on Facebook. This isn't from me. I just saw it there, and it was logic and economics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's truth. I mean, when you're talking about the Constitution and capitalism, again, I'm always on that one, and free trade. Without, it has to be handled with economics and logic. And
well, there's
truth.
more. There's more. I'm not looking for peace. And I'm not looking for happiness. I'm not looking for puppy dogs. I'm not looking for chirping birds. Just truth. I'm a nationalist, and I've discovered that this year. You guys were talking about, wow, this is the first year I've really gotten excited or really gotten deep into something. That's when I discovered that I'm a nationalist, not a globalist. And Donald Trump had a motto that is actually my motto. Okay? Nationalism, not globalism.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I have discovered lately that I am a nationalist. Mm-hmm. And I have hesitated to say that in the past because, but what we're going to have to realize, what I'm going to have to realize, what I have realized, is that we're going to have to face the fact that some people will dislike us for what we say here. Mm-hmm. But absolutely nationalist.
Well, this used to be a great nation. But it's been taken away from us. We're not number one in anything anymore. In many things, we're not number one, especially education, as you can tell by what's been happening in our streets.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider. I want to do more of this, but I want to hear some other ideas from you guys, too.
Well, I think that Barack Obama is a romantic when it comes to globalist. He's a globalist, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's too early in mankind, in time right now, we can't afford to take care of the whole planet. We're still, young.
Where
and
are
so
you?
I would like to see the whole world have peace too, world peace too. And I'm sure he thinks he can get it through the way he was going to do it.
I'll tell you when there will be world peace. There will be world peace when the entire population of the earth is so far and so firmly under the thumb of the most horrible dictator that history has ever seen that all hope is not only lost but forgotten. That's when there will be world peace, and it'll be the peace that you see in a maximum security prison.
I agree.
You know, you say that it's too early. That implies there's a right time for it. There is never a right time for globalism.
I agree.
A one world government would be the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity.
Well, no, I don't mean, I don't think he wants, and I don't want, of course, I don't want a one world government. I just like to see the whole world get along.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Now, you guys...
But I don't want to see these borders crossing. You know, that's not working yet.
That
That's
is
not gonna
all
work.
happening for one particular reason, and that's because insiders have taken over America, okay? And those insiders, we all know who they are. There's two in particular, one that was running for the presidency and one that is president, okay? But the one that was running... She was going to take this country over from within and steal America. I'm sorry.
She was already
those
doing
are the
it.
facts. Yeah.
She was doing it. Mm-hmm.
And so
She was selling us out to the different countries.
See, that's why I say I had kind of split stuff going on in my head here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're weaving it together very well.
Yeah. So, that being said, there's more, but I want to hear more of what you guys have. Tim.
Tim's America?
Yeah.
Well, there's some very definite things about Tim's America that may not sound conservative, but are definitely conservative.
Okay.
And you'll notice that on the blog, Jackie describes this as conservative talk radio, not Republican talk radio.
You caught on.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Tim's America, when it comes to an election, and this is where it's not going to sound conservative, but it is, the government will give each candidate so much money and so much time, and that's it. That's all you get. You don't get any more. No selling yourself to the highest bidder as a candidate.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is the one place where I would like the government to take over. Okay. Next point. In Tim's America, corporate welfare is gone. Not a single penny. If your corporation, your corporation produces a product or a service, if you're not good enough at that you don't have to be propped up by the government, then you either need to fix it or you need to find another line of work. Not one single penny of taxpayer money goes to any corporation. And subsidies, government subsidies, same thing. You're a wheat farmer. If your wheat farming operation is not functional and profitable on its own, if you have to be paid by the government to survive as a wheat farmer, you either need to fix what you're doing or find another line of work. Timber subsidies, tobacco subsidies, gone. Gone. You can phase them out, but not one single penny of taxpayer money to prop up any enterprise in the United States.
You want to get back to the Constitution, don't you?
Yes.
So do I.
Yes.
I do too.
Think about it.
I think Trump's doing that.
Yeah.
I think he's on his way.
Yeah.
I think he has begun. Last thing, and this is something that I'm not the first person to mention it, but term limits for Congress.
Boy, would I like that.
And no pensions.
Ooh, I like that.
No pensions. If you're going to go to Washington, you serve your 2 terms, and then you've got to go get a job just like anybody else.
Yeah. And they should be on the same health care benefits that we're on.
That's huge, and I totally agree. Everyone agree with that? Raise your hand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think so. So we're both kind of talking about global nationalism, not globalism, really. And
you know, I'm not got really a heck of a lot to say about it, except for I was listening to, or I saw on Facebook where Trump has got his first 100 days, and what he's going to do in the first 100 days. Now, I don't recollect what they were, word for word, but I liked it. I liked what I read about gun control. I liked what I read about Obamacare, what he was going to do with the Supreme Court. I'm all in there. I liked everything I heard. And it was just the opposite of the Democratic Party and what they were going to do. Just the opposite.
Yeah.
So
I mentioned earlier about what we dodged, what we gained, and what we expect.
Yeah.
I definitely think what we dodged was having our Supreme Court altered for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
And
how do you return from that? Even if it would have been for the rest of our lives, how would we get back into a conservative Supreme Court?
it would have
never happened.
What they could accomplish in the rest of our lives could, it could spell determine the fate of our children and our grandchildren and their grandchildren
And our Constitution.
Yeah.
It would have.
So that's definitely what we dodged. What we gained?
Oh my.
Well, to tell you the truth, I think we gained 4 years, possibly 8.
Possibly 8.
Because George Soros is still alive.
Yeah.
Saul Alinsky is still dead.
I have to be telling you, I've been seeing online, George Soros is dead. No, he's not.
No, he's
George
not.
Soros had a heart attack. No, he didn't.
And
We can dream and we can wish.
And the swamp is still full.
And it does need to be drained.
And it needs to be
Man,
drained.
how do you guys like these little sayings that Donald Trump has come up with?
Drain the swamp.
Oh, yeah. Michael Medved today was talking about
Okay, no. Hang on, you said that word.
The electoral vote's coming up in December, 18? What?
I think I threw
We
it in my
almost
mouth
gave you Michael Medved.
They're talking about, we might be able to get her in, Clinton in, because of they're going to...
A loophole
that
in
guy?
the electrical college.
in the election that's coming December.
Okay.
And so Michael's going, no, that ain't ever going to happen because blah, 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 blah.
Well, there's another thing that I've discovered. As you guys know, they were saying Hillary Clinton got 62.2 million votes, and that Donald Trump had 60. He actually, you could find it. You found the numbers. 62.9 million votes. He also passed her up there. Now, that being said, many locations where the votes came in for Hillary Clinton had 100%
voter turnout.
I'm sorry. That is not going to happen.
It doesn't happen.
Not on this planet, not now, not ever. In fact, there are several precincts came out with more than 100% turnout.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
I'm curious to see how dead people vote. I want to know, and how did they change their affiliation? This stuff is going to be uncovered, and it needs to be.
I think that a lot of people right now are just saying, it's over, let's just move on.
Not me.
I don't think Sean Hannity's going to let it drop either.
And I don't think that our beloved president is going to let it drop.
I hope not.
Either.
I hope not.
Okay.
Because he needs to teach everyone that this can't be going on.
And if you don't nip it in the bud, it'll just keep happening over and over again.
That's right.
And if she's still in this country, guess what's going to happen? If she's still free in this country, guess what's going to happen? She's going to come back.
I heard
well,
that,
if they let her go, and if she's pardoned.
I think that Trump is going to pardon her, and he's going to put her on staff.
Trump?
Trump's going to put, yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're right. I heard about that.
She's going to be an ambassador in Libya.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I was hoping both of them would just go away.
I want them gone, don't you?
They are multimillionaires.
Yeah.
Just retire. Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
Another thing that we need to consider is that we already have laws that protect us from things that are happening to us right now. Mm-hmm. Whenever you see these gigantic protests, they're not protests, by the way. What are they?
Riots.
When you see these big riots, okay, take a look at where they come from. The last time I checked online, there was a lineup of 90 buses. Okay, another city had 50. 90 buses. They bus these people in from city to city, and they're paid by George Soros.
I heard that there was
Al Sharpton,
and
who's
Craigslist.
the Democratic guy the guy that makes these movies?
Michael Moore.
Michael Moore. Those are the three people that are in charge of this. Okay, tell me there's
Now,
something.
I understand that there was some ads on Craigslist. I did not check Craigslist to make sure that they were, but that's what I
Now,
heard.
the ads are there, and what happens is when they get the people they want, they kill the number. Okay, and so people are grumbling, saying, "Oh, that we tried that number and it doesn't work." Well, that's because it's already over there. They already got the people they wanted, and I'm telling you, this is bad stuff. I don't think that's legal.
No.
Rioting is not
when a
legal.
protest turns to throwing rocks, it's no longer a protest.
You
It's
guys,
a
so
riot.
many people are being injured, so many cars are being destroyed, so much property is being destroyed.
As soon as
we don't
something
need
gets
this.
damaged and somebody gets hurt, it goes from protest to riot.
One man in an ambulance
Yeah.
got stuck behind these protesters and he died.
Yes.
He's got
Yes.
a 4-year-old daughter,
Yes.
and he is dead now because of these protests.
Yes.
Rioters.
And one of the rioters ran in the middle of the street where a speeding car was, and boom, gone. Things like that are happening.
I heard about
They-
that. I
it
think.
doesn't
A
belong
lady-
in this country.
A lady did that. A woman was hit by a car.
Yeah.
Well, when you step out into the middle of a highway at night, what do you expect?
Yes. What was she thinking?
I hear you.
Yeah. So we're in a bad situation here with that stuff. But that being said, it's a bad situation because what's Barack Obama doing about it?
Nothing.
In fact, why do you think this is happening? Do you think they're trying to push this into some sort of a police state? It's not going to happen.
Oh, that's what I
well-
heard before the election came down. They was going to try to get it into a
Martial law?
martial law. And,
Not going to happen.
yeah, with $137 million worth of ammunition and arms that Hillary Clinton purchased herself.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know how true that is. It's
Yeah. Well,
what would she do with $137 million worth of ammunition and weapons?
That's the first I've heard of that.
That's a hell of an
well,
arsenal.
they bought up all.
personal
One thing
arsenal.
that they bought up was a ton of ammunition. Okay, more than 800 million rounds or something
Wow.
like that.
I have no
Across the
idea.
country, so many rounds. They bought them all up, and who knows why?
Now, when you say they,
The elite, the government bought them up,
oh, okay.
and they didn't want us. Either they're trying to keep them out of our hands, or they're just buying them up for who knows, lining their pillows. I don't know what. What would you buy a bunch of rounds like that for? I buy rounds. What do you think I use them for? Target practice.
Right.
Yeah. And what if do you have a turn around? Do you have a target on your back? I was just checking. I'm just checking. Okay.
I did a couple times in high school. It's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, kick
anyhow,
me. Kick
but
me.
anyhow, those days are long gone. Long gone. So,
Am I bad? Okay. All right. So more.
No, I've not got anything right now. However, I need to tell everybody this is Conservative Talk Radio.
Yes.
I'm Russ. This is Tim. This is Jackie. And we are at 406
Pop
Avenue.
Avenue.
We are in the Pop Music Academy, Studio A. This is Jackie Smith. He's the voice instructor here. He teaches
Yes.
music. I take voice here. Have for
Wait,
years.
you do, don't you?
Yeah, it was on my bucket list, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah.
So anyway, check it out. What's the phone number again? You've given that, but I'm.
It's 502-713-0003. 502-713-0003.
Catch Jackie.
Take 50s,
He's a great.
100s.
He's a great teacher, and he would make a great coach. If you don't need any teaching, he makes a great coach too.
Great coach. Yep. And
So this-
music theory.
and even though this is conservative talk radio, we're going to do other things. We are all musicians.
Yes, we are.
Coming soon, a music show.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be great.
If you guys want to find us online, one of the places you can find us is commsr.blogspot.com, and that's the blog. Okay. Another place to find us is at commsr7777 on Facebook. Okay. And let's see, Twitter at Desert Dog Music. Okay.
Desert Dog Music,
All
and
one
also
word.
at 406 Pop Street here
Pop
in Seldenburg.
Avenue.
Pop
Yeah.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Here in Seldenburg. I come here all the time. I just have not ever remembered that street, avenue, whatever.
It's
in
because you
Seldenburg.
thought of a different name, didn't you?
Right next door to Bill Collins Ford.
Smooth Street. Is
By
that
the
what
way,
you wanted?
Today,
Smooth Street Academy.
I
seem
think that's
to
what he
remember
wanted.
something about
Russ
that.
wanted
Yeah.
Smooth Street Academy.
Yeah.
Didn't you, Russ?
I did. Mhm.
Okay. And
That-
what did I want?
That was the name of my band for a
Pop,
while.
P-O-P-P, Music
Yeah.
Academy. Well, I mean, we're on Pop Avenue,
Oh,
so...
there you go.
And cool signs on the building, don't you think?
I like the blue, especially. It pops. You know what I mean? Hey, today is Tuesday, the 15th? 15th. Today is Cindy Cooper Hubbard's birthday.
Happy birthday, Cindy
Happy
Cooper
birthday,
Hubbard.
Cindy.
And another friend of mine, Brenda.
Brenda, happy
McKernan.
birthday, Brenda.
Happy birthday, Brenda. Good to see you on Facebook today. I want to get out there to that. Is there any events coming up this weekend and what everybody should know about? What's happening this weekend? Anything?
Sure, I'm sure there's a revolt somewhere near you.
Okay. All right.
How much time are we up to?
We're on 20 minutes
20 minutes?
and moving right along.
Okay.
We're doing fine.
Yeah.
Well, before we do get to the end of 20 minutes, I want to pitch this book one more time today in this episode. Where's the book?
Here's a copy right here.
Oh, how to get
Yeah.
Everybody's got a copy.
I'm gonna bring this
Dangerous
subject up after that.
Subversive Heresies. I know that's kind of an unusual title for a book, but it's a really good book. Tim's he's got a way with words. And they're all in here too, by the way. You need to catch this book on Amazon.com and Kindle.
Amazon, Don, and Kimball. Ooh, boy.
You can get the book for what? About $3 or $4
It's
on
about
Kindle?
$5 on Kindle.
Right now it is, yeah.
It's $9 on Amazon.com. But that's a pretty good deal because, as these guys have shown me, you're going to read it several times.
Yes,
Yeah.
you will, and you'll love it. Now, Tim, speaking of this book, I have a subject I'd love to touch on in this book, and that's
there's a bunch I would like to,
so
but I
bad
didn't
about
really want to give it
socialism
away.
anyway.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
good. Let's do that one. What's so bad about socialism?
Oh, do you want me to just take it from the book?
You can either take it from the book or give us just kind of a brief overview, and it's just kind of something that I think it's really important for us youngsters to know. Oh, yes, you are older than me. I'm the youngest one at the table. Did you guys know that? By how many months?
Oh, by the way, yeah, I had a birthday Saturday. Thank you, everybody,
Happy
for all the birthday wishes. I got a bunch of them. Made me
You
feel
didn't go
really-
camping? Okay, what's wrong with you, man?
No, I did not.
Wow.
I had a great time with my family, though.
You know what? This is one of the shortest chapters in the book. I think we could get through this in maybe 5 minutes.
Why don't you zip it? I mean, zip through it.
Okay, so you're getting a
No,
free.
zip it. No, zip
you're
through
getting
it.
a free chapter tonight. Why are conservatives always coming down so hard on socialism? What's so awful about it anyway? Absolutely nothing. Socialism is based on a very simple and noble idea
I love this.
that all people should be equal. Our so-called founding fathers evidently had a similar idea, that all men are created equal. But then they just left it there like the rest of it's going to happen all by itself. Right. But socialists, now they believe that all men are not only created equal, but that they should forever remain equal, no matter what. They believe that our dignity as human beings alone entitles us to share equally in all the world has to offer. Now, some naysayers will tell you that there's a problem with that idea, that it's never going to happen. They'll try to tell you that some men and women will always rise above others, that this is the nature of humankind and that we should thank God for that, because those are the people who will cure diseases, who will create new technologies to feed people, to clothe them, to house them, to generally make their lives better. They will be the ones to create great works of literature, architecture, music, philosophy, art, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Here's the problem with that.
Do you hear my clock?
They will also tend to be the ones who make more money than other people and have nicer things. And we just can't have that if we're all going to be equal.
Ah, yes.
Socialists have a very simple solution to this problem. When one man accumulates more than his neighbor, the excess will be taken from him and given to that neighbor in a redistribution of wealth. And that is only fair because we are all human beings and we all deserve to have nice things. We can't truly have economic justice until every one of us has just as much money to spend as everyone else. Redistribution of wealth is one of those terms that gets bandied about so much for so long that it tends to go in one ear and out the other. But trust me, it's a big, fat, honkin' important concept. The redistribution of wealth is unique to socialism. It does not appear as the cornerstone of any other political system. When you hear that term used, you're hearing about socialism. When you hear those words coming out of someone's mouth, you're talking to a socialist. So it's not like they would try to hide who they are by referring to themselves by another name. Here's the second place people will tell you that there's a problem. You see, outside the ideology of socialism, there's another term for something of yours being taken from you against your will. They'll try to call it theft. But how can it possibly be right to take what one man owns without his consent, they ask. Socialists agree. Socialists have an equally simple solution to this problem. They simply agree that there's really no such thing as ownership or private property. It's okay to take it from you because it never really belonged to you in the first place. It all belongs to everyone.
Hey, wait, stop. I got to tell you something. Do you guys remember when Obama said, you didn't make that? See,
other people made that happen.
Other people made that happen, not
Yes.
you. Keep going.
Okay. Isn't that just ingenious? Problem solved. Besides, in this case, it's not one of your fellow citizens taking something of yours. It's the government. That makes it all okay. Now, some of those naysayers will argue with this too. It's like they've got a problem for every solution. They'll tell you that if you continually confiscate what one man produces and give it to another man who didn't nothing to earn it, the first guy will quit producing any more than he has to because he knows he's never going to get to keep it. And they'll tell you that the second guy won't bother to produce anything at all because he knows he's going to get it anyway. Nonsense. I've never seen anything like that happen in the real world, have you? If those people who produce more are really good people, and they really care about their fellow man, then they'll just go on doing it indefinitely, won't they? So there will always be more wealth to be redistributed, right? I mean, if they really are good people.
Right.
You know, even if they aren't, socialism has a simple, elegant answer. Each person is simply required to produce to the best of their ability. In return, they are provided with food, clothing, shelter, employment, medical care, everything they really need. The products of their labor are redistributed by the government so that all of us remain equal and we can all live with dignity and pride.
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, if they don't produce, they're punished. But isn't that fair? If they won't contribute their fair share? Now, some particularly nefarious people will tell you that there was once an identical institution where a large number of people were required to work and produce, and a small number of people took the products of their labor and redistributed it. It was called slavery.
Yeah.
But there's really no comparison at all. You see, under slavery, a large amount of slaves were required to work and produce, and a small number of slave owners did dispose of the products of their labor. But in return, the slaves were provided with food, clothing, shelter, employment, medical care, everything they really needed. And if they refused to comply, they were punished. So you see, they're completely different. And don't even let them try to compare socialism to prison.
So they're completely different in the very same way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because prisoners aren't even always required to work, and yet they're still provided with food, clothing, shelter, employment, health care, everything they really need.
Hey, can I sign up for that?
So they've got things even better. Here's another way to look at socialism. Remember this? As long as you're living under my roof, you will live by my rules. I will know where you are at all times, who you're with, and what you're doing. You will be home when I say, and you will do what I tell you. Why? Because I'm providing you with this roof over your head. I'm providing you with the food you eat, the clothes you're wearing, the school you go to, and the standard of living you enjoy. That's why.
Okay.
Remember how free you felt back then? How you would walk down the street with a spring in your step, every fiber of your being imbued with an overwhelming sense of self-determination and endless possibilities. Remember how much your life felt like it truly belonged to you, and you were the master of your own destiny back then? Good times. Of course,
Very well put.
Of course, with socialism, there is one little twist. You get to do all the work and provide all the money. But after that, you always remain the carefree child, and the government remains always the caring, benevolent parent. They're using your money to pay for that house, that food, those clothes, that school, all that medical care, and we all deserve all those things, don't we? I'm sure you could put yourself in the government's shoes because when you became a parent, you put restrictions on your children. You had to. That's what a good parent does.
Yeah.
How could you take care of them if you didn't know what they were or what they were doing? You were responsible for their safety, security, and well-being, and the simple, logical truth is you cannot be held responsible for something unless you have control over it. Responsibility without control is impossible, whether it's home or a workplace or in a government, and wouldn't it be simpler if they were just all the same thing? So you see, there's not a single thing wrong with socialism. I mean, who wouldn't want to be safe and secure and assured of living an adequate life?
It's like prison.
Yeah, safety, security, and everything you really need.
Death camp.
Hey, sign me up.
Living with mom and dad all your life?
That's change I can really believe in. Every single step we take toward it means a better world for all of us. As far as I'm concerned, we cannot fundamentally transform this country fast enough, even if we have to chip away at it bit by bit by bit.
Okay, that was pretty amazing. I noticed you were highlighting something.
Well, I was just looking at some of the things that this was for later on. I was making some notes. I had read some of what he was talking about in socialism on Facebook. A couple of things. Margaret Thatcher said, "Well, there were just."
She said the problem with socialism is sooner or later you run out of other people's money.
Ooh,
and
she did say that actually.
I think, all kidding aside, that's exactly what does happen. You know, you're going to run out of money. You can't have everybody living off money. Where's it going to come from? You can't have everybody staying home, of course. There's a lot of people sitting at home drawing paychecks,
Doing nothing
to get it, other than being entitled to it, or they just are, and it's just not good.
You know, it's a sad situation when making money is not a basis for keeping it,
Right.
but wanting money is.
Well,
The British have it no better than us in that respect.
That's right.
There may be as many as 700,000 households in Britain where no one in the household has ever held a job.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
That is pretty scary.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So guess what?
We're out of time.
We've run to the end again, and it was a really good show.
Music show coming soon.
Yeah, it is coming soon. So until then, or until the next time we meet, you guys have a really good one, okay?
Hasta la vista,
Yay.
Good night.
amigos.
Good night, everybody.